Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Spinal Workshop, which we're actually revisiting a topic I talked about earlier in the year on walking. So I want to welcome you to today's video. I am your host for today, Dr. Jake Helms with Apex Spine and Performance. And yes, we're going to jump right into it. So, walking. I hear this from patients all the time. I want to exercise, I don't know how, don't know where to start, the gym anxiety. I know it's not January when everyone floods to the gyms because of the New Year's resolution, but it's November. We can definitely start early with these things and getting ourselves healthier. So, some simple statistics to start us off with this one. 86% of Americans have to sit for long periods of time while at their jobs. 86% are stationary, they're sedentary through most of their day. We also have a history of chronic diseases, things that really wear us down. I would not look at our society, culture, country as a whole and consider it to be healthy. But maybe there's a way that we can change that. And maybe it's something as simple as just getting up and moving, walking around. So if you remember last time I discussed this wonderful topic, I referenced a study talking about Nordic walking, and that's where I want to start again with this one. So for those who don't know what Nordic walking is, originally came out of Finland and those Nordic countries. Crazy how that works out. What it is a walking that usually traditionally has more of a ski pole, but a lot of people are using sticks, hiking sticks nowadays, and they're moving at a brisker pace than just a leisurely stroll. So, one of the things that they found with Nordic walking specifically, a study published in 2019 found that both Nordic walking and regular walking, the people had their body mass decreased, specifically measuring with their BMI, by 6 and 4% respectively with that. They also found amongst this study that people decreased their waist circumference by 8% through Nordic walking and 4% with just regular walking throughout their day. I know everyone always likes to look at the waistline. Waistline's getting bigger. We've got to figure out ways to lose weight. Sometimes as simple as walking can get that done. Another Canadian study looked at women who walked briskly for 1 hour a day, decreased their belly fat by 20% after 14 weeks without changing their diet. Now, pairing that together, we don't know what that could have been, but just a brisk walk, and I want to emphasize that brisk walk again, upping it from just a leisurely stroll, but we'll get back to that in a minute, for just 1 hour a day. Putting in the headphones, listening to music, listening to a podcast, going for a walk, 20%, 14 weeks. Not a bad way to do things right there. One of the things that I like of other health benefits is a study came out of Arizona State University. People who walked for 10 minutes, 3 times a day, had reduced their overall blood pressure. And the most interesting thing about that study, when you actually dive into it, it also took effect the following day. So it wasn't just an immediate response that reduced that blood pressure. The next day, they also found that the blood pressure as a whole was reduced by doing 10-minute walks 3 times a day. Put a pin in that one because we're going to come back to that 10-minute walk idea. Walking has also been proven to lessen the spikes of blood sugar after eating a meal, even if it is, ready for it, 10 to 15 minutes. So we ingest all of this food after a meal, our blood sugar spikes. We have sugar. That's usually how that works, right? So we always talk about how bad blood sugar is here in the office. Well, even a 10-minute walk can help reduce that as we are burning up that blood sugar by contracting our muscles, exercising, get our heart rate up just a little bit. Doesn't need to be anything extreme with that. And just slowly getting that out of our system so we don't hang on to that, where that blood sugar then can spike insulin, cause bad things happen to our body, turn that blood sugar into body fat. We can help reduce that as well, just from a weight loss perspective. Another thing that I want to talk about with walking is the health benefits in terms of just keeping you healthy, improving the immune system. We do this through our lymphatic system. Now, I know that's not something we usually talk about a whole lot, but there's actually 4 times more lymph in your body than there is blood. The biggest distinction between the two, though, especially when it comes to removing waste products, your blood's got a nice little pump working. It's the heart. Works out pretty well. 365 days a year, it's going. But the lymph system does not have the heart to move things around. Instead, the lymphatic system moves when we do. So the more you're moving, the more the lymphatic system is flushing itself out and not staying stagnant. It's allowed to move those waste products as needed. Why is this important? Well, the lymph system helps get rid of viruses and bacteria. It's the biggest thing that lymphatic system, it's an immune response. You may feel like you're getting sick, you're getting lymph nodes swelling. Usually indicates that, well, your body's doing what it's supposed to do. You're in contact with some virus or bacteria, and the lymph system goes right into action with that. So, makes sense. The lymphatic flow increase was found with walking opposed to being sedentary and doing nothing. This research is also backed up by research done out of Appalachian State, which says that the immune system had a boost with walking, specifically noticing a boost in natural killer cells and neutrophils, which are composed of the white blood cells and immune system with our body, how that helps attack and identify those viruses and bacteria. So, we talked a little bit about that 10-minute walk, and I want to stay on that for just a minute and kind of dive deeper into what that is. So, in terms of a title, not a whole lot, not too much of a secret with the 10-minute walk there. So, what that is. All right, I'm going to find 10 minutes in my day. And again, you can throw in the earbuds, you can listen to some music, listen to a podcast, learn while you move. But I'm just going to take that 10 minutes and just go for a walk. A little bit of a mental reset with that. One of the things they found, and this kind of goes back to that blood sugar conversation we had just a few moments ago. 10-minute walk done regularly has been found to be twice as effective for blood sugar than prescription medications, and the one specifically quoted was metformin with that. So, it goes back to that same concept. I'm burning up sugar that I just ingested into my body, and now that's not staying. That's not building up that blood sugar, not being stored as those fat. Now, the biggest thing to pay attention with this, with what they did, it needs to be done multiple times a day. So they found that moving periodically throughout the day is a lot better than if you, let's say you did a 30-minute walk at the end of the day. So if you did a 10-minute walk 3 times, that is showing better results than one big bulk movement towards the end of the day, just once a day. So moving through the day. One last thing. Okay. I don't know, I have a step counter. Everyone always saying, get your 10,000 steps in. I love that. 10,000 steps is a great goal to achieve. But let's back it down. Let's say 10,000 steps is not feasible in your current day-to-day life. Let's back it down to 8,000. So just 8,000 steps a day. lowers the risk of depression, lowers the risk of obesity, diabetes, which goes back to that blood sugar that we just talked about, high blood pressure, which is that same study out of Arizona State, sleep apnea, so it can help with your sleep by getting that exercise, just walking. That's all it is. And interestingly enough, it can also help with GERD, so gastroesophageal reflux disease. Having that GERD is actually something that's benefited by just 8,000 steps a day. That's our goal. Well, Dr. Helms, I don't know how to do this. My day is crazy. I don't know. I just, I get stuck in one spot. I have a desk job. I have all this. You could be part of that 86%. All right, let's break this down. Let's slow this down. So, when I look at this, let's break it down throughout the day. So, how to do it? Well, might have to get up a little bit early. And by a little bit early, I mean, not too bad. But I want to start aggressive and hoping that you can get 2,000 steps in before work. Now, depending on how fast you walk, you may be able to get a large portion of that done with a 10-minute walk. Most jobs have a morning break. Usually, some sort of window where I want to see 1,000 steps. Here's the big one I think is going to push people over the edge. After lunch, remember we talked about that after meals. So, if we can get 2,000 steps after lunch, I don't know about your math, I'm already at 5,000 steps. We're right there during that lunch break. 5,000 steps at the halfway point, doing pretty good. If you have an afternoon break, another 1,000 steps. Again, morning and afternoon, you have a break, just a few minutes, try to get 1,000 steps in. Again, we're following the pattern. After dinner, you eat at the end of the day, 2,000 at the end of dinner, that'll put your 8,000 steps right there. And what I love about that is deliberate exercise and movement. You can probably get some of that to carry over throughout the rest of the day, but now you have points throughout your day where you can know, all right, when we get done with lunch break, I better be at that 5,000. And if not, I may have some catching up to do after I eat dinner tonight and may have to get 2,500, but you're keeping yourself accountable by pacing that out throughout your day. And it goes back to that concept of I'm moving throughout my day, not just getting 10,000 steps going for a run at the end of the day and jamming it all into one there. So, get up, get moving. That is the biggest thing to take away from the Spinal Workshop. And sometimes it is as simple as walking. Can have wonderful benefits to your health. On the topic of health, one of the things that we also talk about regularly in our office, spinal health. So always make sure you go get your spine checked as we're walking, doing these great exercises. This is going to be a little bit more on the body. So make sure you always take care of that spine as well, give you that overall health sensation. I want to thank you for tuning in. Always look forward to doing these, always looking forward to educating people, giving up, providing more information about topics that can help improve your life. Have a great rest of your day.